All right, class, we're going to continue with inequalities and working on multi-step inequalities. This first example is similar to stuff we've done in previous days, except it has parentheses. You can either divide to get rid of this number, divide on both sides, or you can distribute the 3 through. Really doesn't matter. Sometimes on some problems it's strategy best to divide and sometimes multiply. On this one we'll just go ahead and multiply just because we love distribution so much. Negative 3 times p is negative 3p. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Less than or equal to negative 18. So that was step 1, distribution. Now step 2, we have the p we want to get on its own, so we need to get rid of both numbers. We get rid of whatever's being multiplied or divided second, so let's get rid of this adding and subtracting. Plus 3 plus 3, it's gone. Negative 3p is less than or equal to negative 18 plus 3 is negative 15. Last step, we're going to divide by negative 3. Remember, those of you that have the inclination to add 3, that negative is for the 3. It's not in between the 3 and the p. It's multiplying when there's just a number next to a letter. So divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. These 3's cancel. We're left with p. And hopefully your brain was just shouting, since we divided by a negative number, we have to flip the inequality. So now it faces the other direction. Negative 15 divided by negative 3 is positive 5. Your number line is going to be very simple, and you're going to draw it. You've just put the number in the middle, and it's greater than or equal to, so it's a circled, closed circle, and it's greater than, so we're going to shade to the right. Doesn't have to be neat, very quick number line. All right, next problem, example 2. We're going to notice that there's variables on both sides. So first step, that's why we're doing multi-step inequalities. Yesterday was 2 steps. Now this can be 3, 4 steps, as many steps as it needs to get it on its own. So I can either bring this 6a over here or this 21a over to this side. I'm going to bring the 21a over so it will turn it into a positive, and I'll be left with more positives. First step, combine like terms. Plus 21a. Get rid of my underline marks because we're not dividing. Plus 21a plus 21a. Those are gone. I'm bringing it to the other side. Negative 6a plus 21a is going to give us 15a. The inequality stays like it is, and the only thing left over here is negative 15. I still want the a on its own, so now we're back to the 2 steps right here. I have the a, I need to get rid of both the 15 and the 30. I first get rid of whatever's being added or subtracted, which is the 30 on its own. The 15, remember, is multiplying times my a. To get rid of that positive 30, it's minus 30, minus 30. 15a is less than, because we only subtracted, we didn't divide or multiply by a negative. Negative 15 plus negative 30 or minus 30 gives us negative 45. Last step, we've got to get the a on its own. We're going to divide to get rid of the 15. Divide. 15's gone. A is less than negative 3. Once again, we draw a simple number line. Negative 3. It's an open circle, and its a is less than. The small side is touching the a, so we're going to do everything to the left. A is less than. All right, number 3. We have an n here and an n here. We want to combine them, but before I can bring these 2 n's together, I notice there are parentheses, so I need to get rid of that first. Distribute. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8n. Greater than or equal to 12 minus 8n. Now I'm going to combine these 2 n's. I could bring this over here or this here. To get rid of that negative, I'm going to go ahead and bring it to the other side. Plus 8n. 12 plus 8n is greater than or equal to, well, 8 plus 8 would give us 16. Is greater than or equal to 12. Now, just as a note for those of you that are picking this up at a fast pace, if you At this point, when you move the 8n over to this side, if you also see, well, if I bring the 8n over here, I'm going to want to get rid of that 12 and bring it to the other side. You can do that at the same time and say minus 12, and get that all done at the same time. But that's just, if your eyes are seeing that, be aware you can do that. If you didn't understand what I just said, don't worry about it. We worked our way here. Now I recognize I want to get the n on its own, 16 times n, but first I have to get rid of whatever's being added or subtracted, that 12. So I'm going to go minus 12n, minus 12n. 16n is greater than or equal to 12 minus 12 is 0. Now I need to get rid of the 16. Divide by 16, divide by 16, it's gone. N is greater than or equal to 0 divided into 16 groups is still 0. Number line is simple, 0 in the middle. It's a closed circle since it's greater than or equal to, and it's greater than, so I shade to the right. All right, last question. Example 4. I've got parentheses on both sides, so I'll end up distributing. I see I have variables on both sides, so I'll know that I'm going to combine them. All right, first we distribute. 12 times 10 is 120x.